You might feel like you're falling behind financially, but I'm here to prove to you, you're actually not doing that bad. You might be doing better than you actually thought. You see, most of us think doing well is doing rich. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It's doing all the right small things to get you on the path to being rich. That's what really matters. And right now, you might not think that's the case, but trust me, I'm sure out of these 10 things I have in the list, you definitely have at least 3 or 4 checked off. The first sign is this: you know where your money goes. Yeah, to bills. But hey, at least your bills are paid. At least you have groceries in your fridge. At least you have utilities on. You have your light, got gas in your car. Barely. But at least you know where your bills are going. And hey, that's a good start. There's many people out there right now who are currently struggling, who are not able to get food in the fridge, who are calling the utilities company right now, making payment arrangements, and they're falling behind. Lost their job, going through hard times. In your case, at least you're not going through that. Right now, you're in that place in life where you're just stagnant. Of course you want more. We all want more. But just always remember, at least you have everything covered, and at least you have the ability to make more once you start making a little more, compared to paying more of your debt and drowning in debt and all these damn bills to catch up on. You're doing a great job. Just continue doing what you're doing. The second thing is this: you built an emergency fund. Oh yeah, all you have is $20. Boo-hoo. Shoot, some people have no dollars. $20 is better than no dollars. When it comes to saving, you don't need to have this magic number. You in your mind might have a magic number that might make you feel safe, but let's be quite honest, nothing in life is safe. You can have saved $5,000 and have a $5,000 emergency for your car breaking down and repairs in your home, and poof, in a month is gone. I'm not trying to be negative, I'm being realistic. If you have some money saved, it doesn't matter about the amount, you're doing good. Time and time, you're seeing too many people currently in this society just running up credit card debt. That's all they're living off of. They're living off of credit cards. Even if you have credit card debt, you're paying the minimum, and you have some money saved aside, you're doing an awesome job. The third sign is this: you're paying your bills on time. Okay, mostly. But at least your light is not turned off. If you're paying a little late and you still have utilities on, that's awesome. There's nothing worse than utilities being paid off. And yes, you're paying your credit cards and maybe you fell behind. Whip-de-doo. You got a late payment and now all of a sudden your credit score took a hit. But you took care of that. Now you're caught up and everything is leveled out. It's tough right now. Things like this are going to happen, especially if your back's against the wall, your income, it's not doing that great. But at least as long as you have your bills paid and you're catching up and you're current, you're good. Even if you have a payment plan, who gives a damn? You're doing better than most people. You see, most people are too busy right now running, trying to file for bankruptcy, and they're struggling and using buy now, pay later. And just come on, you ain't know the story. You're not one of them. You're handling your business and you're being responsible. Rather than neglecting your responsibilities, you're addressing them and you're handling them like a true adult. Keep it up. The fourth sign is this: you think about the future when you spend. That little voice that's behind you saying, do you really need it or do you want it? That's growth. Celebrate that. Most people don't even have that thought process. To them, it's like a quick dopamine hit to just buy, and they don't give a damn about the future. Even if you see your future and you're like, damn, it's not that bright, at least you're acknowledging the fact of you're doing things today that's messing up your future. That's important, man. Some people live that YOLO life, that doom spending, and they don't give a damn about the future. They don't care about the future themselves. You do. You're doing the right things. The fifth sign is this: you actually said no to something you can't afford. That's a big deal, man. Some people cannot say no whatsoever. Extremely broke, making payment arrangements, struggling, friends invite them to go out, eat some sushi, a night of drinking, and they're saying, I deserve it, and they're going out and they're handling that. If you say no, and first of all, how many times in life when we say no about something we couldn't afford, it actually feels good compared to saying yes. It always leads to regrets and hangovers. So yes, the fact that you say no is awesome. Applaud yourself. That's growth. A majority of society is a whole bunch of yes, 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 and no one can say no. The sixth sign is this: you started learning about investing, budgeting, saving, investing. You Googled all of that. It actually counts. That right there is showing progress. It's at least showing you don't want to be one of these people who are financially illiterate and putting yourself in a situation where you're just getting robbed blindly by all these companies with interest charges. You want to change your life. You want to save, you want to invest, you want to learn how to budget. You're watching my video as well, so obviously you do care. That counts for something. It might not be that drastic change that people are expecting for you to make. But listen, today is one day. Do it one day at a time. You start making those changes, you start implementing it in your life. In a month or 2 months from now, you'll be a whole different person. And I guarantee you, you'll be a lot closer to building wealth than what you were a few years or a few months before. The seventh sign is this: you're paying down debt slowly. Listen, if you have a minimum payment that's $25 and you put an extra $10, your debt is going down. Might not go down at the rate that you would like, but it doesn't matter because the most important thing is you're building the habit. I love Dave Ramsey's whole gazelle intensity. That does work, but for some people during these times, you can't afford to do it. And the biggest fear I have is people saying, since I can't put down a huge amount of money to pay off debt, I might as well not do it at all. No, that's a bad sign. Any amount of money you could put to paying down debt is awesome. That right there is showing you being responsible and you're looking at your past mistakes and you want to fix it. That's a true sign of growth. The eighth sign is this: you're not living paycheck to paycheck anymore, or you are almost there. If right now you have a week buffer or a half a week buffer, that's better than having no buffer. Living paycheck to paycheck is a constant struggle that you do not want to go through. The money anxiety and the stress that comes along with worrying if that check is going to come in is not worth living. Listen, right now, things are hard. I get it. Things are getting expensive. Price of groceries are going up. Most of it is not due to you. No fault at all. But that's just the way life is happening right now. So right now, you're playing catch up. But if you are able to at least little by little create that buffer where you don't need to have that whole paycheck to paycheck living, then pat yourself on the back because you're doing better than the majority of society. The ninth sign is this: you can actually help someone out financially. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to give someone $1,000 and yes, here it is. It could be something as simple as being extremely generous for a tip. When you're able to at least have some money where you can give away to a charity, or like I said, to a tip, or to help a buddy out, or pick up a tab in a restaurant with your friend, buy him a beer, buy him a cup of coffee, that right there is winning. Majority of people cannot do that. They need to have like a mental calculation of what they're spending when they're outside and thinking about the bills and thinking about all of this and that. That's not worth living. You're going out there and at least you're being gracious and you're giving people tips. That is by far a big step in society. And speaking of tips, I just had a conversation with someone recently who took me, I took an Uber to pick up my car because I had car repairs. She was telling me some crazy ass stories about how people don't even tip her. She drives miles and miles and miles and gets no tip. You gotta be generous and you gotta tip. If your ass is broke and you got no money, you shouldn't be on those platforms. That's my opinion. And I know a lot of people don't like that. But it is what it is. You're not broke. You are actually generous. And that's an awesome thing to be. And the 10th thing is this: you don't panic about money 24/7. Money just makes people stressful. It is what it is. Even if you have it, you want to make sure you don't lose it. Money is extremely stressful. But the good thing about it is you are not panicking because you know at least you're doing all the right things, or at least you're going towards the right path. Waking up at night with cold sweats or wake up in the morning having fear to look at your bank account, that sucks. And if right now you're at that point where you look at your bank account just to see what charges came through, not to be surprised and know it's going to be negative, let me see what else is going to bounce, is progress. Once again, if you have anything in this list that you could check off of something you do, you're doing great. You got to be optimistic during these times. You cannot be negative and use comparison and looking at other people and see what they do to compare it to your life. That's no way of living. What you're doing is you're allowing comparison to steal your joy. Focus on yourself. Focus on your budget and the things that you're doing. And then once you take a look and recognize, I'm actually not doing that bad, that might give you the energy and the encouragement to keep on going and appreciate life a whole lot more. Thanks for watching, guys. Please take the time to hit the like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Catch you guys on my next video. Peace.